Welcome everyone, thank you so much for joining in. So if you are wondering what could be the next possible scenario playing out for Bitcoin, then this video is a must watch. The reason why I'm actually saying you this is because right now, if we look at the price action of Bitcoin here in a daily time frame, along with this moving averages, MACD line, RSI line and this T3CCI, we are getting this confirmation which we were looking at since days and also expecting to happen this week, and now this confirmation is finally happening. I mean, this green line, which is the 20 exponential moving average, crossing above this red line, which is the 50 exponential moving average. In the past Bitcoin price action, whenever we have seen this crossover happening, and at the same time, the MACD line starting to appear in a positive territory, also bullish MACD cross and RSI line above 50 level, and this T3CCI indicator also starting in a positive territory, resulted into a new really nice impulsive movement for Bitcoin. And this exact scenario has actually been flashed today, because you can see the crossover just happened today, right? And at the same time, if you look to the downside, the MACD also in a positive territory. At the same time, you can see the RSI line is already above 50 level, and this T3CCI indicator also in a positive territory, indicating now all four indicators are in favor of bulls. So that's why right now, if the price of Bitcoin is going to repeat the same scenario which we have seen playing out in price action of Bitcoin plenty of time, not just only once, twice, then this crossover from this moving average and also the indicators here to the downside is actually flashing. The price is ready for another movement here to the upside. This doesn't mean the price has to see a movement here in this manner. Sometimes price does see more of a consolidation, but slowly hits in an upward direction. So this is also one scenario you have to take into consideration. And also let me show you why this price range right now is in a very important area of resistance, and why staying above this 40 to 41,000 is going to likely to break that resistance line in upcoming days. And that is also going to confirm this movement here to the upside, because right now, if we look at the price action of Bitcoin here in a daily time frame, using this one scenario which is known as bump and run reversal pattern, because according to this bump and run reversal pattern, right now the area where we are exactly around, right, you can see this trend line here. This falling trend line is one very important line of resistance, because in the past Bitcoin price action, after getting rejection from this trend line, we have seen price pullback type of scenario. But now, right now, since the price of Bitcoin is also seeing this rejection after reaching this trend line, we want the price to show us a proper confirmation, or give us a proper confirmation, because in the past Bitcoin price action, breaking out of this resistance line has formed a very nice bump and run reversal pattern, and after that the price of Bitcoin has seen very bullish movement here to the upside. Because if you look at this bump and run reversal, this scenario was showed by Bitcoin Census, so big shout out to him. But I want to show you not just only the successful bump and run, but also the failure bump and run reversal pattern, because according to this successful bump and run reversal pattern, if this trend is going to continue to the upside, then you can see here on the left hand side, guys, this is exactly how it's going to look like. Rejection, pullback type of scenario, again price trying to break here to the upside, breakout, pullback, retesting the previous temporary resistance line, and price finding support at this trend line, then that is a sign of this uphill run. And according to this uphill run, the price is also going to confirm this moving averages and this indicators confirmation that this trend is ready for another impulsive movement. But if we are going to see a rejection from this resistance line, right, if you look at this failures example, this is where we are. If you look at these both scenarios right here, you can see price breaks out, finds support at the previous temporary resistance line, and then starts this new journey here to the upside. But in a failure, in terms of failure, you can see breakout, price tries plenty of time to find support. The same line which previously acted as a resistance is again acting as a resistance and not as a support, and after that it starts again heading to the downside. So right now the area where we are is very interesting. So if this is going to be an actual breakout, then we want the price at any cost to find support at this falling trend line, because this falling trend line was one very important line of resistance. So we want the same line to act as a very important line of support. And if the support is going to be there, right, when we see any sort of a pullback, then this is a confirmation of uphill, and after that the price of Bitcoin is going to see another impulsive movement here to the upside. And not just only because of these two scenarios right now, I'm actually getting very excited, but also with this CPR indicator. And also guys, to claim this $1,200 Phemex bonus, you have to sign up using my ref link and deposit at least 1 Bitcoin. After your initial deposit, you will be credited this $1,200 bonus within 24 hours. You can actually leave your deposit there and only trade with this $1,200 bonus provided by Phemex. So this is a great opportunity, so why not to take advantage of it? So now let's switch on to our chart. So now if we look at the price action of Bitcoin here in a daily time frame using this CPI indicator, central pivot range indicator, this is one of my favorite indicator because it's a leading indicator and it also provides us with information beforehand, because according to the CPI indicator, we were aware that this month CPI, the beginning of the month, we said that this is actually a narrow CPI. So narrow CPI usually indicates volatility is going to enter, and this is exactly what we saw with price action of Bitcoin. And also, if we look at this monthly R1 target line, the price of Bitcoin did actually manage to break out of it, and also the same R1 line is actually acting as a support. What does that mean? Because if the price of Bitcoin is going to remain above this monthly R1 line or also remain above 40,000, tomorrow we are going to see a new CPI line being plotted for Bitcoin, because according to the CPI line, if the price of Bitcoin is going to close above this 40,000 range, then the next month CPI is definitely going to be an ascending CPI. Because in a downtrend, whenever you see the trend changing, the movement, I mean this is more of a downtrend, but if you see the CPI again starting to make a new CPI, which is an ascending CPI, then that actually could indicate a trend reversal. Because in the past Bitcoin price action, as I've already showed you plenty of time, whenever the price of Bitcoin is heading to the upside, the CPI lines are always going to act as a strong line of support, and it's also going to be more of a ascending CPI. But in a downtrend, the same CPI line is going to act as a resistance and not as a support, right? And you can see this is also descending CPI. But if you see change in trends, guys, then the CPI line also starts making a new CPI in this manner, and the same CPI line is going to actually act as a support, and price could see this movement here to the upside. Because in the past Bitcoin price action, you can see not just only here, right, if you also go back here all the way from 2017, you can see in an uptrend, the CPI line was always acting as a support point. When the price started heading to the downside, you can see indicated weakness, and finally when the price started forming this new ascending CPI, we also started this new trend here to the upside. So this is also indicating if the price of Bitcoin is going to close over 40,000 today, then the next month CPI, which is going to be plotted tomorrow. So let's see how the price of Bitcoin is going to do until the day ends. And not just only here, but also if you look at this in a smaller time frame, you can see I actually did talk about this price structure playing out exactly like this here on my previous video, because on my previous video, the price of Bitcoin was forming this symmetrical triangle where we were seeing more of a fake out. And what did I say? The price here could see a pullback at this rising trend line, because this rising trend line has actually acted as a very important line of support, right? Could be acting as a support, and after that the price could see another movement here to the upper direction. And this is exactly what happened here with price action of Bitcoin. So looking in a daily time frame, we are aware that right now what we want at any cost is this price to stay above this 40 to 41,000 line here, because we are aware if the price of Bitcoin does manages to stay above this line, which previously acted as a resistance, right, as a support, then that could be a sign of a retest and again a continuation movement here in this manner. So looking at this all scenarios, what I can say here is price of Bitcoin. Let me also switch this into hourly time frame, because in hourly time frame we can see very nice price movement, which could be also indicating a symmetrical triangle type of scenario. Because if this is going to play out as a symmetrical triangle, then we are aware any sort of a pullback doesn't matter, we are going to find some strong support between this 40 to 41,000, and again price trying to break here to the upper direction, because we want at any cost a proper breakout scenario happening for Bitcoin. Because this here right now is also indicating that if this is going to be a breakout, right, then the line which previously acted as a resistance must be acting as a support to confirm this actual movement here in an upper duration. So that's why guys, right now what we want today is the price of Bitcoin to stay above 40,000, because if the 40,000 support is going to be there today, then that's also a sign that now slowly the bulls are taking control over the market. So these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.